Geography is a silent, unyielding force in the story of nations. It does not possess armies, nor does it cast votes in any election, yet its influence is absolute. A nation's mountains, rivers, plains, coastlines are not merely features on a map, they are the fundamental conditions of its existence. This is the core problem. Leaders and ideologies may change, but the land remains. It dictates which borders are easy to defend and which are perpetually vulnerable, which trade routes bring wealth and which choke off prosperity, creating a permanent struggle against its immutable logic. Nowhere is this clearer than the North European plain and the crowded, contested waters of the South China Sea. To understand the conflicts gripping our world, we must first visualize the stage on which they are set. Imagine the geography of Eastern Europe. It is dominated by the North European plain, a colossal flat corridor stretching from the coast of France all the way to the Ural Mountains in Russia. There are no significant mountain ranges, no vast deserts, no formidable obstacles to halt the movement of people or, more critically, armies. This plain is a superhighway for invasion. Throughout history, it has been the route taken by conquerors marching both east and west. Now shift your gaze to East Asia. The setting here is a stark contrast, a continental giant hemmed by enclosing seas. China stands as a giant, its back to the vast interior of Asia. Its face is turned toward the water, the Yellow Sea, the East China Sea, the South China Sea. These waters are semi-enclosed, dotted with archipelagos that form the first island chain, framing the strategic thinking of Russia and China. For Russia, the plain creates a permanent sense of vulnerability. For China, narrow straits and allied islands impose a maritime cage. Russia's story is one written on a flat, open map. From the Grand Duchy of Muscovy, it expanded relentlessly over 6 centuries, a geographic necessity. The heartland is indefensible, no mountains to its west. The path for an invader is wide open. Mongols from the east, Poles in the 17th century, Sweden's Charles the XIII in the 18th, Napoleon captured Moscow, Hitler's panzers reached its outskirts. Each invasion reinforced a brutal lesson. Survival depends on distance. Long supply lines stretch thin. Winter buys time to mobilize. So Russia pushed outward into Poland, the Baltics, the Caucasus, Central Asia. Ukraine's geography is both blessing and curse. Its very name means on the edge, a borderland. Fertile black earth made it a breadbasket. Black Sea ports connect the region to global trade. It is the great gateway to Russia and Russia's route into Europe. A friendly Ukraine shifts Russia's frontier to the Caspian. Crimea secures warm water access, an unsinkable aircraft carrier. Western aligned Ukraine to Russian strategists erases their last buffer. China's maritime cage. A mirror problem, invasion over land versus blockade at sea. For decades, China's growth flowed along maritime arteries. A slender choke point between Malaysia and Indonesia concentrates risk. Ocean control by rivals magnifies vulnerability. Beijing calls it the Malacca dilemma, prosperity held hostage. The first island chain, largely allied with the United States, tightens the cage. To reach blue water, ships must pass monitored gaps. From Beijing's view, this is in Tagala encirclement. So, China builds islands, its own unsinkable carriers and forward bases, extending surveillance and control across contested seas. The proof isn't in secret files, it's in headlines. Armies clash in Ukraine's open terrain and fleets square off in Asia's choke points. Freedom of navigation operations reject China's geographic rewrite. Neighbors assert their own lawful claims under the sea's rules. That is the crux of the dilemma. While geography sets the stage, human agency rewrites scenes. The Netherlands refused the sea, they engineered safety and land. Singapore turned scarcity into strength through trade and planning, innovation, diplomacy, and will defy constraints. Security can grow from shared prosperity, not resentful buffers. China can mitigate Malacca risks without dominance. Diversified routes reduce anxiety over single choke points. Trust, law, and shared management stabilize seas, strengthen sovereignty and navigation law. Tajikistan and the sovereignty law resolve disputes peacefully, prioritize diplomacy over build-ups and brinkmanship. Intertwined economies make conflict costlier and peace profitable. Educated publics see roots, not just headlines. Ukraine reminds us that national will can resist geography. Choices in capitals shape fates across maps. We can build bridges, not walls, partnerships, not rivalries. The future is a choice, not one we must actively make.